barbershop conversation, guys. Feel free, hit the subscribe button. 30-day fitness, day 17, 2 tickets, Deontay Wilder. Join the Patreon. We're going to celebrate December 1st. Buffet at the JW Marriott, Ritz-Carlton, downtown LA. It's going to be fun. It's going to be epic. If you're coming in town for the fight, feel free to join us. It'll be $35. Come out, man. Come on out, man. Let's fellowship. You know what I realized? I mean, you can watch that Ellie video 5 times and not get bored. You know what I mean? There's just so much going on in that video. But what I realized is Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence have no respect for Keith Thurman and Shawn Porter as it relates to their prowess. You know, we know that they're belt holders, title holders. Terrence Crawford says, I ain't scared like Keith Thurman. And Errol Spence said something to the effect of, why, he said, Shawn Porter has a belt too. Basically alluding that that'd be an easy fight and I'll just knock him out and get his belt. Well, I want to talk about something. 2 years ago, if you look through my videos, I had Keith Thurman, and I told Keith Thurman this in the video. I mean, in the interview I did a couple of days ago. I had him the best welterweight in the world. You know, he had the best resume. I thought Shawn Porter is the toughest welterweight, at the time in the world. You understand what I'm saying? I think that he barely won that fight. I actually had Shawn Porter winning that fight, 7-5. And but now, 2018, end of 2018, fighters have no respect for 2 years ago. He had the WBA and the WBC belt. It's funny how, not funny, but it's just the irony that how it can flip on you. And Keith Thurman has no idea. If you watch my interview I did with him, that 30-minute interview, and you listen to his disposition and the inflated perception of self, he has no idea that the fans then casted him out, and the people that matter in boxing are basically castrating his power, castrating who we think he is. You know, he's not who we think he is. And as it relates to Shawn Porter, I humbly say it, I don't care if it's Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence. You're going to go through hell to beat Shawn Porter. And whether you like how he's moving in the ring, out the ring, I think Shawn Porter is not an easy out. You understand? I genuinely believe, I still believe Shawn Porter has a chance. You guys don't call me crazy, but I think if he can consistently get inside of Errol Spence, as hard as that may be with that thudding jab and that straight left hand, Errol Spence got a thudding jab. You know what I mean? It's not the most explosive jab, but when it lands, it's powerful, man. It can make you reconsider, you know what I mean? But if Shawn Porter can stay committed to his game plan and get inside and turn him, the one thing that out the blue that you can say Shawn Porter has better than Errol Spence is his feet. You understand? In terms of relocating, turning them, and but Errol Spence is the creme de la creme. If you tell me to bet on that fight, I'm putting my money on Errol Spence. I would say that's a 63-37 fight. I would say, some people may say it's 80-20, 70-30, but I've seen Shawn Porter fight up close, and he's a bad man. Now, I can't make that speculation on Keith Thurman because I haven't seen him fight in 2 years. You know what I mean? So I'm sitting back. I've gotten a great snapshot of Errol Spence, and he's the boogeyman. I have no doubt about it, no qualms about it. Errol Spence would be the favorite against everyone at the welterweight division. Obviously, it gets closer as you get to Terrence Crawford, but at the end of the day, I think Errol Spence is the cream of the crop. March 16th, he needs to go out, seek, and destroy Mikey Garcia. If Mikey Garcia go past, in my humble opinion, if he go past 8 rounds with Errol Spence, not unless it's just debilitating, he's just destroying him. But I'm saying if Mikey Garcia is having moments and not staggering, not running around the ring to get to the 8th round, I think Earl Spence maybe is not as good as we think he is, but I think Earl Spence is the goods. As I told you guys, I had a 30-45 minute debate with his trainer Derek James, and Earl Spence was in and out of the conversation. He was in the lobby. But as to how I've had countless conversations with Dante about this, I didn't see it, and I'll be the first to admit I was 100% wrong. Earl Spence is fucking good, and Fox is putting their money behind him. Showtime, when they get their hands on him, will be putting their money behind him. So they knew more than I did. But we gonna see, man. It's an exciting race to get to the finish line because every personality is different, and that's what's beautiful about it. Sean is the humble giant. Earl Spence is the guy. Everything that he says has value, and Keith Thurman is the talker, and Terrence Crawford is the menace. But Terrence Crawford won't be as public as them because he doesn't go out and travel, and he doesn't make himself a part of the boxing world. Whereas Sean Porter goes to every fight, Earl Spence goes to every fight. You understand what I'm saying? Those are ambassadors of boxing. If Terrence Crawford was a better ambassador leading up to this point, I believe that could have been like pseudo pressure to make this fight happen. But because Terrence Crawford is a recluse as it relates to being a part of the boxing world, although he says he reads a lot, and I'm gonna do a video on that. That's why it's so much that they sit, and when they're in the cars and they have their moments, they watch our videos. No doubt in my mind. No doubt in my mind they watch our videos. So, but I'm going to do a video on that to encourage everyone out there in the media that's saying boxing is dead. This shows you boxing ain't dead, man. That's why I never did a video on it. I didn't want to put that energy out there because it's something I love, and it's going to come in waves. You understand what I'm saying? Simple. You don't have perfect nights every night with your girl. You know what I mean? You don't have perfect nights every Sunday when you're playing basketball on your Sunday team with your niggas, man. You don't have perfect nights every night, and to some degree it's a slow moment. If you look at PBC's schedule for next year, they go dark end of September till November. And I'm telling you, I believe the reason is that's when the four major sports collide. College basketball, college football, NBA, NFL, college football. 5, you understand? All those in Major League Baseball playoffs. So there's no room in the market space for a big fight. You understand? So you're basically wasting time, per se, in terms of mass appeal. We're easily distracted and then come back in November as they're doing now in November, December. So anyways, man, I'm thoroughly excited, but it goes to show you that when you talk the talk, you walk the walk. And Terrence Crawford, Earl Spence, no one backed down. They were equally they were equally impressive. If you know Earl Spence's personality, I'm fortunate enough and humble enough that I get to stand before him and interview him for y'all, so y'all can understand his who he is. That's who Earl Spence is, man. He's at the cusp of his manhood, the beginning phase of it. You understand? So he's going to get, I mean, and what I mean by that is he's learning how to massage and manipulate the media with his words and his emotions and his body language and all that. Remember, he just became a star a year ago. So all this is new. He was projected to be a star by many boxing experts and friends and family that side themselves with him, but he's just becoming into his own. He's 27, 28 years old, somewhere in there, and he has the potential to run the gamut, but it's not going to be easy. I don't care what nobody say. If he listed off names and I'm listening like, fuck, that's a tough road. Sean Porter, Keith Thurman, Manny Pacquiao. Y'all can call them favorites, but if you guys played any type of sports in high school or college, you still got them pains in your ankles. You still wake up with stiff knees. You understand what I'm saying? You still get lower back pain from time to time. You still get them them silent headaches from playing football. You could be watching a basketball game and you get these fucking nerve endings like in your brain, like, damn, that's from playing football. You understand what I'm saying? So anyways, man, I just want to reach out and touch you guys. But they don't respect them, but they will earn their respect. I don't think those are easy fights. I think Earl Spence would have to be an A-level fighter to beat both of them. You understand? I think Terrence Crawford would have to be an A-level fighter to beat both of them. I think I think Sean Porter would have to be an A-plus fighter to beat. He would have to have the best night of his life to beat an Earl Spence. I would think that he would have to. I'm uncertain if Terrence Crawford, because of the style. That's a 55-45 fight. And the reason why I'm giving Terrence Crawford 55-45 is because Terrence Crawford won't be comfortable switching and doing what he does, because Sean Porter is going to make him use the entire ring when he doesn't want to use the entire ring in terms of his feet. Keith Thurman, he'll sit in the pocket a little bit and be a traditional contemporary boxer. So I think that's an easier fight for Terrence Crawford. That's an easier fight for Terrence Crawford. And keep in mind, my last interview in New York, if you go back and watch that, he said Earl Spence admitted that Sean Porter would be a tough fight for him. Sean Porter admitted that right by the elevator. He's like, yeah, his movement, his ability to engage. I don't think none of these fights are easy. Like, I know Earl Spence has to talk that talk because he's that nigga, right? I don't think none of these fights are easy, and I'm clamoring to see them. I'm a fan. Don't think I'm not a fan because I have to do my job and I understand the business acumen of the boxing world and all this. Don't be fooled. I want to see Terrence Crawford, Earl Spence. I want to see Earl Spence, Keith Thurman. I want to see Earl Spence, Sean Porter. I want to see Terrence Crawford and all these guys fight. I do. And I think we're getting Sean Porter, Earl Spence next. I think we're getting that fight over Keith Thurman, Sean Porter. I truly believe we're getting that fight next. So we'll see. I'm excited, and as you guys should be. But let me know what you guys think. Who's close? Who's the toughest fight for? I'm interested in you guys' opinion. And help me if I'm wrong, feel free. Who's the tougher fight for Earl Spence? Keith Thurman or Sean Porter? You guys tell me. I'm just real curious. That's something I would like to have a conversation with. I can't have it with Derek James because he has to say that. Well, from stylist, I'll ask Derek James that. I would love to get inside the mind and breaking fights down. Yeah. I think those would be great conversations. Kind of like how I did Richard Schaefer and breaking down the pay-per-view model for you guys, because you guys had a lot of questions about that. I'm going to do that with Derek. Me and Derek got a cool relationship. Maybe I'll ask Derek to come to the buffet breakfast. Derek is cool. Like he and I are pretty, we're not best friends, but we're responsive to one another. So I think that I'll invite him down to the breakfast, so maybe you guys get a chance to ask him questions, take pictures. I'm going to ask Adrian Broner to come down too. He's in camp, so he should be more disciplined if he comes. I know he'll be, he's still 6 weeks out. He can travel, He'll be in LA Monday, Tuesday morning, so I'll get a chance to see him. So I'm looking forward to all this, man. All this just builds the narrative. Remember Manny Pacquiao, how we were excited, although they never met till 5 years later, but it builds the narrative, man. And we're not going to have to wait 5 years. So 2018 was the start of us clamoring for this fight, and let's see when this fight happens. I say sometime 2020. After 2020 it happens. I don't know when, because I don't know the contractuals. Terrence Crawford may be pissed off at Bob Arum by then. You don't know. Man Down Promotions may be the biggest promotion company in America by then. I don't know. So you understand. So if he has the biggest promotion company, Terrence Crawford's gonna have to concede some things. And if there's 40,000 people at Dallas Stadium, it's no way that's a 50-50 fight. 50-50 fight financially. In the ring, it's a 50-50 fight, but not financially. So, and I don't want to get into that because we're speaking of fairy tales right now. So anyways, man, I salute y'all. It's Saturday morning. The car is almost done. And I appreciate y'all. So anyways, man, barbershop conversations, man. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.